Hey guys, so we're back doing a prom look using drugstore makeup. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes with Hard Candy's Eyes the Limit. And I find that if you're going to be using a drugstore eyeshadows, you should probably use a primer just because sometimes some of the drugstore eyeshadows tend to have more fallout than the more higher end ones. So definitely priming is pretty important. Then I'm going to go in with a Hard Candy palette, and I believe that one's called Naturally Gorgeous, and it has a bunch of natural tones. And I'm just going to go in with that light brown and use it as a transition shade. And I'm going to go in with the fluffy brush, as you can see, and just windshield wiper motions back and forth, side to side. And I'm really going to build up this color because I'm keeping this eye pretty neutral just so it'll match with whatever I'm wearing and just make it nice and soft of a glam look. If I had to recommend any drugstore brushes, it would have to be Target Sonia Kashik brushes, just because they're pretty good quality. I own some as well, and I think they're really, really great brushes. And yeah, brushes are a good investment to make. So I'm going to go in with a tapered brush and go in with that darker shade of a brown and just tap off the excess and start that into my crease there. I'm not going to take it high up. I just want it to be inside the crease and focused on the outer third just to give it more definition and more depth. And it's also going to warm it up because it's not too dark of a brown. It's a pretty warm brown. So it's really going to warm up the face really, really well. And we are going side to side like always, windshield wiper, fun, fun. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side, focusing outer third and crease area, not taking it too high up, like I said, to the brow bone, keeping it fairly low. And I'm just going to go in with my fluffier brush that I went in the first time and just kind of blend those two together and mixing those well so they're nice and fairly blended. Now I'm going to go in with a base and Too Cool, that 24-hour one. And I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it just because it was a little grainy to me. It had glitter in there, so it wasn't exactly smooth because it had like the little chunks of glitter. Another great base, NYX makes awesome bases for everything, primers and lid bases, but I used this one because I had it. It's drugstore, and I mean it works good. I just needed a lighter color base because I'm gonna go into that palette we were using and pick up one of the lightest shades in there. So to make that more opaque, I'm using this base so it'll really stand out more than what it's going to. So getting that second shade there from the Naturally Gorgeous palette by Hard Candy, I'm going to pick it up with my finger just because I feel like if I really want an intense color, using your finger sometimes for your lid colors is just amazing because you're going to get the color payoff way more intense than you would with a brush. So that's what I'm doing there. If you push and then drag down of a motion, it's going to even give it a more intense color. It even almost appears more metallic, if you will. As you can see in a little bit, it's just when I'm pushing down, it just pops out more than normal. And then whatever is left on my finger there, I didn't pick up any more color. I'm popping that on to the brow bone area. So now that I have my lids nice and lightened, I'm going to go in with this other Hard Candy palette called Guilty Pleasure. And as you can see, it has much more of a chunkier glitter to it. And I'm going to pick up that pinkish champagne color with my finger again. And this one is a little bit on the chalkier side. It's not that it's chalky, it's that it has the big old chunks of glitter. So using my finger, I'm really just going to adhere it to my eyelid by pushing it and dragging it down again, making sure it really sticks on. And it did last me all day. I wore this out all day. I didn't have that much of a fallout than normal. And yeah, it worked really, really well. I'm surprised. So we won't have a choppy effect with the lid color and the crease color. I'm just going to go in with my fluffy brush, and I don't have product on there. I'm just going to dust the crease area Make sure that there isn't any of that lid in the crease and just blend it out there. With a more tapered brush, I'm going to pick up that darkest shade from that first palette and focus it on the outer V just to give it a little bit more depth. And since prom is usually in the evenings, we want to have a little bit of a smoke to it, nothing dramatic. I always tell my clients who are really young, they always want to do these dark smoky eyes, but you're young, and if you wear too much makeup, it looks kind of too much, and we just want to keep it soft, a good glam, nothing cray cray, and that's just going to go really, really well. And just smoking out that outer corner, that V, makes the biggest difference. Now that I'm happy with the amount of darkness I have on the outer V, I'm just going to go and pick up my fluffy brush that has no product and blend that into the crease colors that I already have, making sure it's nice and smooth and blended. Given for the sake of time, I went in with my e.l.f. liquid liner, which is $1, and lined my eyes and just winged it out. Then I'm going to go in with my hard candy mascara. I believe it's called, oh my goodness, what is this called? Glamorous Lash? I'm not sure. I'll link it down below. And I'm just going to put some mascara on before putting on some lashes by Ardell. And as you can see in the next clip, we have the lashes on, and then we can finally work on the face. This is a hard candy primer, Sheer Envy, and it's minimizing the lines and pores and for a smooth finish. I actually really, really like this. So I already had primed my face, and then now I'm going to go in with a corrector by NYX, and I'm going to pick up that orangey salmon color to correct the dark circles under my eyes. This is optional. I obviously have really dark circles and a little bit of redness in my nose, so I'm going to pick up the green and dab that all over, and then going in with a beauty blender to blend that out. Yes, I know a beauty blender is not drugstore, but Ulta has the Real Technique beauty sponge. That is hands down the best and closest thing and cheapest. I think it's like $5 for a beauty sponge. Best investment ever. It's so comparable. And now I'm just going to go in with my Lumi foundation, which I love, by the way. And I'm just going to dab this all over the face, making sure you're really pushing this foundation into the skin. That way it'll really hold on and last you all night long. The Lumi foundation I recommend for my drier skin girls to normal. If you have oily, you might just want to stick to the regular True Match, and that one works just as well. The Lumi one, if you're oily, you're not going to like because it's trying to put that glow and that shine back into your face, and if you're oily, you probably want to take that part out, right? Right. So now I'm going to go in with the Camouflage, Glamflage, oh my goodness, concealer by Hard Candy, and this stuff, I just got a little bit, yeah, a little bit, but this stuff is super opaque, and I'm using this to do super thick, to do the highlighting and contouring for my face. And I'm just going to go in the under eye area, concealing again because I love my concealer. And I'm just going to go in with the sponge and really make sure it's nice and blended out. I like to take my highlight really far back on my chin and forehead and down the bridge of the nose. I really, really, really like this concealer. It's really opaque, so a little bit goes the longest way ever. So just make sure you really work this into your skin. That way you won't have a night and day looking from, your foundation and your contour and your highlight. And blending it is really key, with the face. I'm all about the face, so I really like to take my time when I'm working on contouring and whatnot. So really pushing in that product, making sure it's seamless. So I kind of feel like finding contour creams are a little bit tricky. Usually you can just go in and buy foundation sticks or the crayons like this one, that NYX highlighting contouring pen. But this one's really hard to find. Every time I go to Ulta, it's always sold out. But CoverGirl has one similar. It's not for that purpose though. I think it's supposed to be concealer, but I use it for highlighting and contouring. So hey, Now I'm just going to go in with that next one. I'm just going to use the next one because I really like that one. If you find it, do pick it up. It's a really, really good one. And I'm just going to go in the hollows of my cheeks, the forehead area, the jawline, the nose and Cupid's bow and whatever you want to slim down and give some definition on the face. So nothing is worse than finding some massive lines on girls' faces when they've highlighted and contoured, especially the contour. So really blend this in. I'm just going to use a beauty sponge and really work this product into my face and make sure it's nice and blended, not choppy. There's no lines. Really take your time. Make sure you check under your jawline because I notice people tend to miss under the jawline for whatever reason, and just work it into the skin. So now that I'm done working with creams and foundations, I'm ready to set. Whenever working with creams, liquids, always set. That way it'll last you so much longer and won't slide around your face, and it's just nice and set and will last you all night long. Now for my contour, the powder, I honestly just picked up a brown eyeshadow. I packed it into my brush, and that's why I'm being really light-handed. As you can see, I'm not going back in and picking up more product because I really loaded my brush, and it's pretty dark, and I'm just being really light-handed with it and just working it into my face. And where I put in the cream contours, I'm going over it again with a powder darker shade. Now to further warm up my face, I'm picking up NYX's Terracotta Blush, which is actually a really good dupe for the MAC blush for Warm Soul. And I feel like they're like identical, but just, I don't know, a fraction of the price. And I'm not a fan of a bright cheek, so I went in really lightly, and I'm picking up this Contoured Trio by Hard Candy to give myself a nice little glow of a highlight. And we're going to just set the brows because I already did them off camera because I had a beat up Wet n Wild eyebrow duo. So I'm just using my e.l.f. brow gel to set it. It was so beat up I couldn't even show you on camera because it would fall apart. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to pick up the Jumbo Pencil by NYX and just do my waterline area, just to give it some more oomph to the eye and just more, just looks so much more put together when you do your waterline and you tight line. It just looks amazing. Your lashes look more dark and just, they pop. So now I just want to bring in some more color to the lower lash line, and I'm going to go into that first palette that we used by Hard Candy, the Naturally Gorgeous one, and pick up the first shade that we used in our crease, and I'm just going to put some under the lash line there and just smoke it out lightly. I'm not going to do anything too dramatic. Just because I don't want the eyes to be overwhelming. If you have a really busy dress, you want to keep your eyes kind of simple, nothing overpowering, because then people don't know where to look and you're going to have too much going on. And I'm just going to further blend it out with a pencil brush there and just blend, blend, blend. So now once I'm done blending that out, once I get it to the way I like, I'm going to go and search for my mascara again and just put a couple of coats on my lower lash line because that makes a big difference actually, believe it or not, especially if you have black liner in your waterline. Make sure you do your lower lashes too because it really puts it together and just gives more definition to your lower lashes. Then I am going to go in with one of my favorite butter glosses, and I mean one of my faves. It's Creme Brulee by NYX. I love that thing. It smells so good. I could smell it all day long. Look at my face. Ugh, yes. It's so pretty. It's pink. It's just, yes, we get it. Okay. I'm just going to pop some of that on. It's a pretty pink. It's nothing overwhelming. It's kind of a nude. It's kind of a pink. It's kind of an in-between the both. So you really can't go wrong. And it's really affordable, and I like it a lot. So I'm just going to pop on some reusable nails by Nail Her, which I have a coupon code down below for you guys, so check it out. And I'm going to pick up my plumping serum by Hard Candy, and this is in Nude Beach, just to give my lips a little bit more oomph. And I'm going to pick up that palette we were using again and picking up the lightest shade, dabbing a little bit of that champagne color on my Cupid's bow. And that is it. This is so easy to do. It can't just be just for prom. It can be for any occasion. And it's easy, and it's Drugstore. Hey, hey, hey. So, till next time, guys. Bye.